What's good, peeps? It's your boy Uncle Fred back in the house one more again with my main man TK. I know you see him up in the right hand corner. TK, say hello to the folks.
What's up, people? How y'all
All right, all right. I know y'all missed us last week, man. We was otherwise detained, wasn't able to come to y'all. So we back bigger and better and for this week for the last week in the NFL season, man. So we're gonna first thing we're gonna hit the Damar Hamlin, just talk about his update and things of that nature, and all the prayers are went well, because things is on the up and up. We're gonna definitely talk about that because it's a worthy topic to talk about. And then we're gonna hit the college football playoff. It's coming Monday. Are you rolling with TCU or the upstart, or are you going with the standard, which is, I guess, the new standard, Georgia? We're going to talk about that. And then, of course, we're going to talk about these 15, I guess, week 18 games. Some people sitting out, some people playing. There's playoff implications, there's positioning, there's some politicking, there's some all these other things going on. So we're going to talk about all of it in just a few minutes. Y'all sit back, relax, and chill with Uncle Fred and TK. And we're going to tell you all about it. Let's get it.
Two times on the beat, bitch.
All right. Once again, please hit comment and become a part of the Uncle Fred's experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. All right, man. Look, man, I'll be remiss to mention. Look, man, I think in so many ways the football world changed on Monday night to a certain degree. If nothing else, it changed things. It should have changed how you view the people that came. Because we sat there and we watched a game that we was anticipating. I mean, it was. See, and I mentioned it on my video. Look, I work it, so I don't get a chance to really sit back and digest a Monday night football game for real. Um, I don't really get a chance to do that. So we're just having Monday off in observance of New Year's Day. I had a Monday night football game at home like everybody else do. I was sitting. There was two teams that vying for a big time playoff positioning. Teams that probably going in the playoffs, and the best teams knew there was a chance. You're gonna see something great. So, and with 5:58 to go in the first, and then you saw the pass over the middle to Timmons, and then the tackle. Um, uh, Hamlin hit, it's a tackle, and he gets up, and he goes back down. And now I said it on my video. Now y'all don't judge. Teams will um, uh, down the field and going no huddle. Do that. Oh, my legs hurting, because all you saw him was go back down, and then he stayed down, and and you know, and once he was like several minutes, you knew it was serious. And then once they've gone back from commercial break to commercial break to commercial break, you see how the guys are reacting, and you knew it was a serious thing. and that's when it starts to hit home that hey man, these guys, man, they play a game for our enjoyment, but and not that the game had anything to do with what happened, but it just puts everything in perspective, man. That you understand that these are like one of the guys, I can't remember which the player said. He said, "Look, man, we play defense, we do this, we try to hit, we try to like do stuff." Uh, on my yeah, I got a weak signal here. I don't know why. Come on back. Um, but you start to think, he said that uh, the end of the day, we all want each other to go home to our families at the end of the night after the contest. We done fought hard, we battle, we coming, we battling, but you really want um, everybody to go home to their families afterwards. And if there's a chance that somebody don't go home, that's bad business. So but the good news is, man, that the people that we have at the scene was able to administer to Damar and and it was believed he actually died on the field, but were able to recover him and revive him and get to the hospital where he could actually get treated. University of Cincinnati Medical Center. And last I had heard, that is that he's able to speak, able to breathe somewhat on his own, is able to communicate. That's just good to hear, because it went another way, and so all the thoughts and prayers and well wishes and good thoughts, all that towards him, good, and it's always situation goes that way, goes well. So we're just happy for him, happy for his family that he's making significant progress. So that's pretty much all I want to say about that. Is just um, we just continue to pray, continue to give him our good thoughts, and that they continue his condition continue to improve. That's all. That's what we're saying here. So, anything to add to that, TK? Can you hear me? Because I know I'm having some buffering issues here.
Your buffering is clearing up now. It's a little rough at first, but
Okay.
I don't really have too much to add, man. Respect to that man and his family, and you know,
Right.
really see he's still here.
Right. Right. And like one of the things I said, well, I'm not even like praying. I'm not even praying that he actually be able to play football again. That's for him to be able to do life, like he needs to do. Have to be able to do the things that he wants to do. Even if it means playing football, then so be it. But being able to play with his kids if you have any, and spend time with his family. Just do just life, the things that make you look at things in a different perspective. So, and then we're just hoping and praying he's able to do those things. And heck, football, if he's able to do that, that's fine. But yeah, that ain't the main. Fans, we want what we want. But at the end of the day, man, that man's able to go home to his family and them to. That's all that matters. Here. Um, 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 right now, that's why he's. All right. here. All right. All right. All right. Okay. How do I sound?
Much better.
All right. Good. All right. Back to I don't know. Sometimes it's got that man. But anyway, uh, let's go ahead with the college playoff. Um, and we know that's Saturday. I mean Monday night at SoFi Stadium. The TCU Horned Frogs still having some issues saying that they in a college football player. Okay, man, against the Georgia Bulldogs, man. So you got the upstarts, the Cinderella against. I guess we can start calling Georgia like the standard now. They're kind of starting to be that. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. What you got on that, TK?
I got Georgia. Um, I think TCU can make it interesting, as we saw Ohio State make it very interesting um, a week ago. But Georgia, man, back to back, and yeah, the growing standard coming Georgia football back to back will certainly do that for them. They're the better team, so I have the better team winning.
Okay, short and sweet. Let's see if I can keep mine short and sweet. Look, man, I'm kind of an oddball in some of this stuff, TK. Um, Me and a coworker, we talk sports all the time. I might try to get him on one of our shows because he know his sports like we know ours. I might try to get him on here with some of his perspective.
Absolutely.
So, RD, I'm talking about you, man. I'm talking about your ears burning. I'm talking about you, man. But I got an interesting perspective on a lot of these games because a lot of people, and I'm just tell you how I think about stuff. And I think we've talked about it some too. I'm sort of a I want to stop short of calling myself a traditionalist, but I'm kind of the guy that like okay the people the teams the programs the players the whatever that are kind of like how I want to say this are that put in the time, put in the work, do their homework. Uh, I don't mind seeing them rewarded. Okay, even if it's not a team I like. I appreciate what they do to get to that point, um, as opposed to you know, to lack of a better term, somebody to kind of jump in the line. If you see where I'm going with this. Um, that's kind of how I feel about that. And like I said, you look when you look at the landscape, and we know the landscape is changing because there's some factors in there that are making some of the things that was difficult to do for a long time, make it a little easier to do. At one point in time, we had to cook everything on the stove. Now we got microwaves, right? So times change, and sometimes makes things that used to be difficult easier to do. So now it's easier to build a consistent program because you got Neil and you got transfer portal. So you can build your team different ways now. So sometimes it's harder to adapt to the new ways things are done. So a team like TCU, who may at one point in time, it may have taken them 10 years to build a good program. Now they can do it in a couple of years because you got Neil, you got transfer portal. So that's where we are with that. So with that being said, um, I don't know, man. Texas is a place. where you can grow football really quick, man, if you know what you're doing. Because there's always a bevy of talent in that state, probably the most talent-rich state in the union. Football is big there. I kind of went around the barn to get across the street here. If they're able to put together, if this is not a shot in the dark, and what I mean by that is if this is not how people have a one hit wonder, they got one song and that's all they remember from them. And if they're able to put together some stuff, TCU might be here for a minute because Texas is if because Texas A&M was supposed to be the team that did it. They had all the resources, but they kind of didn't do it. Texas has always had more resources than anybody else in the country. They have not been able to do it. But the first one out of that bunch to go to a college football playoff is TCU. I don't know, man. So, but Georgia got about, I don't know, six or seven, five, six, seven or eight five-star players, ESPN top 100 players. Got a coach that's been there before, quarterback's been there before. I guess I got to go with Georgia. But hey, man, the world wants TCU to upset them because the world wants new things, and that's always been my thing. The world likes new things. The consumer likes new stuff. You win it more than one time in a row, people get bored of you. They want somebody new. I mean, I'm tired of that. I want somebody new in here. So,
Yeah, it won't be TCU though. Respectfully to those guys, regardless of if they're a 1 year wonder or not.
yeah,
Incredible season, doing
yeah,
something historic for their university. They're not beating Georgia on Monday, but you know, great season, man.
okay. All righty. You heard it from TK first. They not beating Georgia. Okay. All right. All right. Well, they like to get beat on Saturday. Well, yeah, they did. They like to got beat Saturday. Shoot, they had all but called the priest. It was over. They had all but called the priest for last rites. They was picking the phone up to call the priest. It was all but over. But
Yeah, respect to Ohio State, man. Very talented team.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very talented team, and they showed up and you know they put themselves in position to win. Didn't get it done, but
Didn't
man,
get it done.
very impressive.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
guys.
They win that game if Marvin Harrison don't go down.
You could certainly say so.
Yeah, yeah, that because they could not cover that dude. I think he's still running open right now. Even right now, he open right now. Uh, so yeah, but Georgia was able to prevail, just like Michigan was not able to prevail. Both of them close games. Michigan had chances to win theirs, wasn't able to. Hard to overcome two pick sixes, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hard to overcome that. I mean, you can say all the stuff. They took a touchdown away from Michigan. They shouldn't have took, and I agree they did. That was some BS. Um, can't throw two pick sixes though, dude. I mean, I'm with you on that. Can't throw two pick sixes. I mean, two and hope one and two in one game. I mean, you might see that once, like in your two, 3 times in your entire life. You did that in a game, one game. Hard to overcome that. So you got Georgia. I kind of got Georgia, and we're gonna see how this thing go, man. And then college football season's over with, man. But it's all about recruiting, all about getting everything set up for next year. And like I said, most of these seasons, man, we be like this, waiting for them to get here, and then you blink your eyes.
yeah. I think that's interesting. College football essentially having annual free agency. You
Yeah,
know, adds a lot of spice to their off season. So
right.
that's pretty cool. Well, yeah, I'm ready, man. We can move forward.
Yeah, it's a free agency basically. So yeah, but anyway, man. So we're gonna we put in a position or transition now week of the NFL regular season, man. We'll hit a couple of playoff games as the week go on too. To hit, there'll be shorter videos, obviously. Yeah, we'll hit those. So yeah, we got this week. Of course, now the game being suspended on Monday night kind of throws a monkey wrench into some things. The NFL kind of decided it's going to do something, unprecedented. They're going to do some neutral site championship game renderings, and then also for division games that would have come down to a certain thing if the game had a went on, but it didn't. They're gonna go to the coin flip, which I don't know about that, but these are some of the things that has been going on. So of course now from the NFL's perspective, they'll probably say something like they would probably put a lot to put them on a lot, they would probably say, "See, this is why we always play the games, because when you don't play the game, then you leave it to other things, and ain't nobody happy. Whatever what you come up with, no matter what you come up with, man, whatever solution it might seem perfect, somebody gonna have a problem with it. It don't seem fair to this 1%. Somebody gonna have a problem with it, and they're probably sitting there. That's why we always play them. That way you ain't got to speculate, but." Sometimes you have to not play him because somebody's life was at stake. So I don't know. But anyway, we got 2 games today. Um, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to uh, Las Vegas to what is that stadium called? Allegiant Stadium. And they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who basically are starting over. They've decided that they gonna let uh, Derek Carr take the rest of the season off. Did that last week, so they're going with Jared Stidham. But they're playing it. The Kansas City Chiefs and Kansas City Chiefs are playing the secure home field advantage, which we know they're probably get that, but at least they would have bragging rights to say they had the top seed. So I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this. I think the Raiders will play gamely as they always did. They almost beat the 49ers last week. And it took I think a late pick by Stidham to keep that from happening. But I got Kansas City all day, every day. I just think that they done beat the Raiders. I think like 12 straight times. I think Mahomes has never lost to them. He lost to them one time. He lost to them one time back in 2020, I think. But I think that's the only time he's lost to them. It's Denver that's never beaten him. I get it mixed up, but yeah. But I got Kansas City.
Yeah, man, it's a rivalry game. The Raiders don't have any playoff implications, but they do have the stick it to the Kansas City Chiefs implications, and I'm sure they would love to do that. So, although this game kind of seems weird to have in the primetime flex, considering the fact the Raiders aren't playing for much,
Right.
I do expect it to still be a competitive, spicy game, man. Because the
Mm-hmm.
rivalry is certainly there, and the Raiders are always looking to punch up on the Chiefs.
Punch up.
Home Mary
Yep.
Chiefs. I'm sure they'd love to get a good lick or two off of them today, man, and play spoiler. So I'm still going Chiefs, but I think it's gonna be a good game, man.
So let me get this straight. You think the Raiders would like nothing more than to upset the Chiefs apple cart, knock them down a peg? That's not what you're saying, right?
I'm absolutely saying that.
Oh, okay. I thought I might have misconstrued what you said, man. So you thinking the Raiders gonna try to we're gonna make our season. We're not going to the playoffs, but it'll make our season and we wreck their apple cart, right?
Sounds like something you're very familiar with, Alabama Auburn.
Yeah, basically. And that's what Roger Goodell and the staffers and the schedule makers had in mind. If you'll notice, all the last games of the season are what? Against division opponents.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So we both got on that one. All right, next. The nightcap tonight, we got the Tennessee Titans going down to Duval to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Uh, what do you think about this one, man? I know you got put your personal feelings aside. I know you bleed blue and dark blue and white and red, whatever. Uh,
Man, not at all.
that kind
Duval
of
County.
put all their eggs in this basket. Now you know that now they done put all their eggs into this basket. All them players that was on injured reserve last week, it was all been slid to today. They gonna play now. So what you
Yeah, I
think?
got Jacksonville, man.
Well,
Yeah, the Titans been cooked for weeks, man. So this is just the final nail. It's been been a month or two coming. So this is it. Um, they have a lot of issues they need to address with the franchise, and it's gonna suck. Having that season end like that on display on national TV. But they're not a playoff team, man. So when we talk about who deserves to go, who's playing better football, it's Jacksonville. So I'm just gotta be transparent about it, man. The better team. I got the better team winning today.
yeah, I kind of got Jacksonville too. Tennessee's kind of let me down. They're kind of like one of my surrogate teams because I mean, from geographic and close proximity perspective, I kind of pull for them. They since I think week 10, I think they've kind of like mailed it in. I mean, they've lost some close games to Cincinnati and some other. Than they've gotten smoked by Philadelphia and smoked by Jacksonville, and you know laid down gently by the Cowboys. Uh, that's kind of the way I looked at that game. I mean, nobody thought there was ever a chance to win in that game. It's just, nope, the Cowboys just didn't play as well as they could have played, but still won by 2 touchdowns. Um, it just hadn't looked right, man. And since week 9, 10, and for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence has probably been the best quarterback in the NFL. From like week 10, 11, somewhere until now, I think he's thrown one interception in that whole time, thrown about 22, 23, 20 some odd touchdowns. And it's played, I mean, and they've played some good ball, man. So yeah, if I had to now, if you talked to me a month and a half ago, I said, man, Jacksonville one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're just looking for a place to land. But somehow somebody flipped the switch on them, and they just like, hey man, what's stopping us from winning this division? Since Tennessee don't seem to want it, what's to stop us from getting it? You know,
Yep,
it's a funny thing when somebody don't want something and it's yours to get. If you just reach out and get it,
yep.
you
Right,
know,
exactly. Well, that's
you don't
certainly
want it,
here.
we'll take it. You don't want it, so. So I got Jacksonville too. I hope I'm wrong on this because I'd like to see Tennessee in the playoffs because but it really not looking like that. They've not looked like a team that really should be in the playoffs the last month and a half. If you really want me to keep it a buck,
Absolutely.
they have not looked like it for a while now. So I got Jacksonville, and Jacksonville has looked like a playoff team. They beat some good teams the last month and a half. So I got Jacksonville winning and Tennessee going home for the rest of the playoffs or whatever.
Yep, yep.
All right, so now we go to 12 o'clock games on Sunday. First game, not really much to say about this. We're gonna kind of breeze through this. We got Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Um, you know, I think Todd Bowles is saying, like, hey, we're gonna play all our guys. I don't think it makes sense to play Tom Brady, but I guess you could play him. You could play. I think you could play Blaine Gabbert to still beat the Falcons. Uh, I don't know, but I got Tampa Bay because I mean, I guess they want to go ahead and win the division in style. They've already won it. and I think they are 8-8 to go 9-8. I think it'll be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Tampa Bay. Because I just think Atlanta, I think they've already, and I think they would like to, but it don't do no good because that Tampa Bay's in the playoffs. You can't uh, push their um, standings any further down. They've already won the division. They can't. They won't go down to fifth or sixth place. They're gonna stay at four. So what advantages them to do? They may as well get ready for next year. So I got Tampa.
Tampa. I don't have anything to say about it.
All right, I don't either. Move on. Both got Tampa. Okay. All right. Then we got New England at Buffalo. Now this is going to be an interesting game. I think Buffalo has all of the momentum, has the emotional. Um, you know, I think it'd be hard for New England to win that game. They're playing in Buffalo too. I got Bills all day, every day on this game.
I have the Bills as well. No way. No way they losing that game, in my opinion.
No, we're not losing that game. This game might get ugly quick.
I understand the Patriots are playing for a playoff spot, so they do have something to play for. I think the Bills are going to come out for so many reasons that we don't have to get into, but obvious. I just think
Right.
it's going to be inspiring football, so I have the Bills, man.
So we both got Bills on that one. So moving on, we just cruising through these picks, man. Now we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. Interesting thing on this one is that they're sitting Justin Fields. I believe a dude named Nate Peterman is playing quarterback. I think he played some for the Bills a few years ago. Threw like 4 picks in a game or something like that. He's not a good quarterback. Minnesota probably wants to solidify that. I think they still got a shot at the number 2 seeding, don't they, or something?
Yeah,
I think they are 11-4. I think maybe
12.
11, 12-4. Yeah, 12-4. Right. 12-4. If they could win and say the 49ers lose, and which I mean, they could still get a number 1 seed, number 2 seed, and get a home playoff game or whatever. It's still in the. They're going to be playing at Soldier Field. It's outdoors, and they say, I know it's in Minnesota, but they play indoors. So it may make it a little interesting. Anytime you got weather, it always makes an interesting game. But I got Minnesota winning that game, even though they kind of laid an egg last week. Minnesota lays a couple of eggs every season. They seem to kind of do that. Laid the egg this week, laid the egg against the Cowboys.
I believe actually Minnesota still has a long shot to be the 1 seed. Actually,
Do that.
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I believe so.
I
But
think in order for them to get the 1 seed, let me correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Cowboys would have to lose because if they got the same record, the Cowboys, because they beat them head to head, the Eagles would have to lose because. But see, to me, I think the Eagles will be over them. The Eagles got 3 losses. If the Eagles lose 4 games, that still would equal them to Minnesota, and they beat Minnesota. So I think they can't get the top seed. But the 49ers, yeah, they could get them. They could still get them. I don't see the 49ers losing, but that's a game we're going to pick here in a minute.
yeah, I got you. I'm with you. I got Minnesota, man.
Yeah, I think they got a lot to play for, and I think they want to get that stink off of them from last week's game because that dude, you can't. What Justin Jefferson had 1 catch? Are you kidding me? 1 catch? Now I know Zaire Alexander is a nice corner, but he ain't that good. 1 catch? Come on, man. Yeah, I look for him to set a record tomorrow. Because you don't want that to be the last thing people remember was that. And I think Justin Jefferson catches 13 passes tomorrow. Okay, I got Minnesota.
Yeah,
No,
Minnesota.
you think different?
I think different about what?
But what I just said, you think different?
About the game? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
that Justin Jefferson is gonna go ballistic.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I ain't playing for nothing, man. So yeah,
yeah, you're
I'm
right. All right, so Minnesota wins on that one. So now we got Baltimore and Cincinnati. Now that's the game in question.
yeah.
Had say Cincinnati had won or had they lost last week, then they would almost have the same record. I think they'd be both 11-6, 11-5, or something like that. And so we'll kind of see what happens there. But I got Cincinnati winning it because you got what's his name, Tyler Huntley playing quarterback. Yeah, they averaging. I think the numbers was out when they had Lamar Jackson. They was averaging 25 points a game. With Tyler Huntley, they're averaging 12 in the 3 games I think he's played. I think it's 12 points a game. Ain't gonna be enough. They're playing at Cincinnati too at Paycor Field. I got Cincinnati.
Love that Ravens defense. Want to give them respect in saying in making the pick. So I don't know that since he's gonna run away and hide with that defense on the other side, but I'll definitely take them for the win at home in a close match.
Yeah, I think the Ravens will keep it tight, but I just think that the Cincinnati, they of course they got like some emotional things going on too. So I think they'll come out ready to play. I think they feel like they got disrespected by the league in so many ways. I don't agree with it totally, um, but you know, um, I can't fault them for thinking that. That's what they think, and if that's what they're going to use for motivation, then that's what they use. We both got Cincinnati winning that one. So we'll see what happens. Then the next game, I really don't have any commentary on. You got Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans.
Oh yeah, nah, I don't have anything to say about that. I don't care who wins, honestly. I'll just pick Houston for the sake of it.
You got Houston.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You got Houston. Uh, why the heck not, man? Yeah, I got Houston too. Nah, why the heck not, man? They actually been playing some good football lately. Actually, to be honest with you, you know, they played pretty good against the Cowboys, playing pretty close to beating the Chiefs too. So yeah, they playing some good football. So I mean, for a bad team, that they're playing good. At the wrong time because you want that number one seed, number one draft pick. So but anyway, but yeah, I guess I got Houston. So now you got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins is starting some dude named
Skylar Thompson.
yeah, there you go, Thompson. Because Tua is obviously not playing. He got hurt against the Green Bay game, and then of course now you got um, Teddy Bridgewater played against the Patriots last week through a pick and got hurt trying to defend the pick, trying to get the guy down, hurt his hand, broke his hand or whatever, so he's out. So you got this guy. The Jets, I mean, they're trying to not going to the playoffs, but I think the Jets are a good team. I'm thinking they're playing Zach. I think Zach Wilson is playing, right? He's not
Joe,
playing. Mike
Joe,
White,
Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco.
Joe Fluke. I mean, excuse me, Flacco. Sorry. Uh, wow.
Yeah, not a great quarterback matchup, respectfully.
No.
Man, because I don't really have much to say. The Miami Dolphins is kind of like a must win for them. They need to win this. If they fumble themselves out of the playoffs, that would be a terrible indictment on their season. They're not playing, a world beater at quarterback on the other side. go get it done, man. It's to me, it's a must win for Miami, despite playing their own third string quarterback. You got the talent around him. I think this game will be close, but if I'm Miami, man, you gotta win this game. So I'm going Miami only because I feel like their sense of urgency has to be there. Because it would be a terrible look for them to fumble their way all the way out the playoffs.
So Miami got a chance if they win and some other things go down, they can still get in the playoffs, correct?
Well, if they win, then
I think New England got the
yeah, if they win, then we expect New England to lose to Buffalo, then Miami's in. So
right,
their path
right,
isn't a difficult path. You just got to win and trust that
right,
Buffalo will take care of business.
right, right,
Um,
right,
which would then ironically probably set them up to play Buffalo in Buffalo. So,
right.
but yeah, Miami, man, they got to win that game, man. You got to
Okay.
win. So that's what I got.
So you think Skylar Thompson gonna be able to beat that Buffalo that Jets defense?
Oh well, if he, up against Joe Flacco, I think he has a shot. Now put a different
Yeah,
quarterback there, maybe I have a different opinion, but um, I don't expect Joe Flacco to light the game up either. So I just think it just comes down to Miami got to want it more because they're playing for something. So
I got you. I
sense of
got you.
urgency needs to be there for them.
All right, all right. I see you. I see you. Okay. We both got Miami. Then I was gonna argue for the Jets, but when you told me Fluco was playing, I mean Flacco was playing. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, that Bradley Chubb's gonna sack him 2, 3 times, man. Cause he's not like he can move or nothing. He's like got concrete feet or whatever. So
Keep getting them checks, man.
yeah, he's getting checks. I ain't mad at him. Keep getting them checks, bro. Keep getting them checks.
Yeah.
All right, now we got another, teams that ain't going nowhere. They got Carolina at the New Orleans Saints.
No, I don't. Anybody out of Carolina, sure.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans. Um, I like Cam Jordan and Marcus Lattimore. He had a nice pick six last week. My man, my man. I'm going with New Orleans because Carolina is a pretty good team too in terms of defense and whatnot. They don't know what they're doing offensively, but yeah, I'm going with New Orleans on that. We'll see what happens. No. Not much at stake at that game. Then you got the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now here, there's a lot of things going on with this one because Pittsburgh got an outside chance to go to the playoffs if the Jets beat the Dolphins and the Patriots lose to the Bills and they win, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm picking Pittsburgh because of that. Mike Tomlin, they got something to play for. He's gonna have that team ready. So yeah, I got Pittsburgh all the way on this one.
Yeah, yeah, I got Pittsburgh too. Cleveland did they win? They win last week. They lost last week, didn't they?
I believe they won last week.
Did they? Okay. I know they beat the Washington football team last week in Washington. Yeah, that's crazy right there. But yeah, I think it ends tonight. I think Pittsburgh goes to 9-8, and they keep Mike Tomlin's non-losing streak intact, and they might make it to the playoffs, man. We'll see. Okay, all right. Now the evening games or afternoon games. We got the Los Angeles Chargers visiting the Denver Broncos. Broncos got a lot going on. Can't really, they got, they already fired the coach. Um, you got Russ saying, "Man, I wish I'd have played harder for." Like, stop it, Russ. Um, Chargers really have already locked up a playoff berth. First time they've been in the playoffs since I think 2019. I think.
I wanted to ask if you knew if they win and the Ravens lose, do they jump the Ravens?
Do they? Okay.
Because if they have something to play for, I think they're gonna come out and like win the game.
Well, right. They might jump the Ravens now. Yeah, right. I ain't think about because they're probably not winning it.
Yeah, well, I say that because whoever's in that 5 spot, you get to go to Jacksonville and play the Jaguars, and I would imagine, respecting Jacksonville, but in a playoff scenario, you kind of want to, if you're gonna go on the road, you want to go on the road against them, you know, competent to the other teams on the board. So,
Right.
Yeah, if they have something to play, I'm just going Chargers. I'll just say that. I'm just going Chargers.
Okay. I'm going Chargers also because I think they got something to play for. I think they want to go into the playoffs right, and I know Denver's probably going to play hard because I just think they're going to. Um, but I just think that the Chargers. I mean, they're just a better team. Now I don't know if you play Justin Herbert or not. I mean, or whatnot. I don't know what you do there. Some of the guys have been kind of dinged up. Do you let them get a week to get kind of right before the playoffs start? That's a question that needs to be answered or whatever. But I still think that they are good enough to beat the Broncos. So I too have the Los Angeles Chargers winning that game. Okay, so we'll see how that happens. Now we start to get to the games that kind of like because let me tell you something. NFL think they slick. Okay, I'm gonna tell you they thought they slick. They think they slick, right?
I don't
So good and daggum well that the Giants and the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Commanders, one of them games is supposed to be at 12 o'clock. Both of them Eastern Conference game, Eastern time zone game. One of them games is supposed to be at 3.
Well, I understand that though.
I mean,
I
at
don't know
12.
where you're going with it, but I understand because the division is essentially on the line,
Right.
and you want them to be able to play at the same
Of
time.
course. Because they're like, oh, if the Giants and the Eagles play at 12 and the Eagles, are up 45-0, the Cowboys ain't gonna play their players.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, but if we play at the same time, you won't know what's going on. You gotta play, don't you? You gotta play. So yeah, NFL they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So you got the Giants playing traveling to Lincoln Financial Field to play the Philadelphia Eagles. It's up in the air as whether or not Jalen will play or not. And I'm like, well, there's a couple things going here because obviously, if he's not ready to play, you'd want him to then uh, then you wouldn't you um, have him be rusty or something? Cause he might not play again for like a month. So that's up in the air. But if he's not 100% healthy, do you want to put him out there and possibly get hurt by a team that really ain't got nothing to play for? They in the 6th slot no matter what. I think.
Yeah, they can't move up
So
or down.
right. And so, of course, Dayball is like, oh, we're going to play our players. We want to stay competitive. Yeah, whatever, dude. You ain't playing Saquon. Saquon Barkley played the game. Y'all getting fired. You going to get that dude hurt. That dude is off injured anyway. You ain't fit to play him tomorrow. You know. I got the Eagles, man. Even though against my better judgment, I want the Giants to go in there and no, it's not going to happen, man.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a concession game for the Giants. Unfortunately for the Cowboys,
They're not doing that. They're not good.
The Giants won't be helping the Cowboys clinch the #1 seed tomorrow. So Eagles definitely gonna win this and wrap that up. So.
Of course. See, I've been trying to send emails and text to Brian Daboll. I said, dude, don't you think it means something to win 10 games? That's a milestone. he didn't take my calls, man. So
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
he didn't take my calls. I was trying to. I talked to his secretary. I called. I left. I said, "Hey, man, don't y'all want to win 10 games? That's a milestone to win 10 games, man. Coming from where the Johnson came, 10 games, that'll all solidify you to be coach of the year." But he's like, "Nah," but he ain't returned under my call. So we'll see how that goes. But I got the Eagles, man. All right, then we got this one's. I mean, it's a lot of these games we're just going through here. I got the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco Niners.
All the way.
Me.
Yep. Yep, because I look at the Arizona's roster and I look at who's in, and I'm like, how y'all gonna field the team? You understand what I'm saying, TK? When I look at the Arizona Cardinals roster in terms of who's out and who's playing, uh, you see Robbie Anderson out, James Conner out, DeAndre Hopkins out, Colt McCoy out, Marco Wilson out, Zaven Collins out, Zach Allen out. These are all like starters on the defensive line and whatnot. And for the most part, nobody I noticed on the San Francisco's lineup of notable is out. They're playing. Probably not going to play much because you don't want to get wet. You sure don't want to get Christian McCaffrey hurt and none of them guys hurt. So just enough to win the game and get them the heck out of there, man, and get out of there with a win. So I got San Francisco all day, every day, man. And I think this could be 45-3 or something like that. Yeah, I think it could be that because I'm trying to think what the name of the dude that's playing quarterback because it ain't even it's not even what's the dude that played for the Ravens last year? It's not even him. And I was like, wow, he got some NFL experience. I don't know who this dude is. Um, It'll come to me in a minute. But it's not even him playing quarterback. So McSorley. Yeah, they even McSorley. They got somebody else playing quarterback. I think Chase McSorley. I think that's his name. He plays for them. But I don't think it's even him. Some dude I think they just pulled up or whatever. This is kind of an icy game. We got the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Okay. Rams don't have nothing to play for. They've been playing some good football lately, though.
I got Seattle. Seattle
Yes,
trying to
Seattle. I know they're trying to get the playoffs, but they were trying to get in the playoffs.
They're actually, let me correct myself. They're in the playoffs right now as it stands. They are the 7th seed. So if they win, they're definitely in. So I got Seattle all day in that scenario.
Okay. Of course, I believe if Seattle wins, that makes that Sunday night game moot, don't it?
I believe so. Or at least I'll have to figure out. I know they beat the Lions, so if the Lions win, it doesn't matter. But I'm not sure if they beat the Packers.
I can't remember if they beat the Packers or not either. I can't
remember. The Packers win, and they still have the tiebreakers, and they would take the 7th seed with a win. But I know for sure they definitely beat the Lions. So
right.
They play for it, man. So I definitely have Seattle in that one. You got a viewer commenting. I don't know if you see that, James Pearson. So.
Oh, I don't see anything. I gotta look at my. Oh, I got. I'll be chatting. Look at it.
You got to check.
Oh, he said, "Hey, fam." He said, "49ers field day. Rams gonna murder Seattle." Not so much. Okay, yeah, you was going good until you start talking crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to silence. Just like I had to silence him on Christmas, talking about County to draft a quarterback. Dude, stop it, stop it. Now, our quarterback need to play better, but no. I don't know, man. I think the Rams might win this game, man. I don't know why. I got a feeling that James might have something there. I kind of was thinking it. Something that Bobby Wagner said during the week, in the week leading up to the game. He's like, I feel like that team gave up on me. They thought I couldn't play no more, so they just kind of, you know. So he gonna meet. He might be a little bit motivated, and Baker Mayfield is motivated, and Van Jefferson is motivated, and
Oh
you know,
man.
a lot of defending. I'm not that sold on Seattle, man. I'm really not. I mean, they all right. I like the running back. Geno sometimes turns back into Geno. Uh, I don't know, man. Just to be a contrarian. I'm going Rams.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a contrarian today. Okay, you got Seattle. I got the Rams. That's the only one we didn't kind of split on. All right.
All
Now,
right.
now we got the Dallas Football Cowboys going up to Landover, Maryland to play the Washington Commanders. Now,
Yeah.
the Commanders are starting a guy named Sam Hoffman that played at New Carolina a couple of years ago. First NFL start. To be Carson Wentz or Taylor Heineke. And they said, no. Ron Rivera said, no. I'm gonna go with the young rook.
Yeah, I got Dallas, man.
Okay. And we both got it. I don't pick against them, so I never pick against them. But the Cowboys are favored by 7. I think that ain't enough, but I think they saw that what they did at Tennessee, and they say, they got the capabilities of giving a blowout back to the other team, so it'll be a close game or 7-point game on a team they should beat by 25. They got the capabilities of doing that by monkeying around like they did last week. But yeah, I got Dallas, man. I got Dallas, and if they can get through a half and be up by a couple of touchdowns, maybe 16, 17 points, there, get everybody out the game, man. So you don't get nobody hurt. That was the goal. That was the goal last week, but somebody didn't get the script. So all right, we got the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. That's our last game of the regular season that we're gonna pick.
Green
So
Bay.
implications all the way. I know you're an Aaron Rodgers dude. That's your dude.
A-Rod.
Um, all day, every day, right? No, man, they can't. I just don't like them. Detroit's playing some good football. I understand that, but I have not seen them play. I don't remember in any era going to Green Bay late in the season and playing well. Um, ever. So that being said, A-Rod got that team solidified. I heard him. On the Jim Rome show this week, listening to it, and he put everything kind of in perspective, man. I was like, that dude's focused, man. I feel like, man, they gonna win this game, and you might not want to see them when come playoff time come. And that's all I'm gonna say. We're in a different bracket. You might not want to see them because it's a matter of defense or not, and and them young receivers are starting to figure some stuff. When Christian Watson figure out he can't be covered, he not gonna be covered. Um, but he got to figure that out. That you 6'4", 215, 4'3". You can't really be covered. They really can't cover you, but he don't know it yet. So once he figured that out, man, yeah, that's gonna be here. You really ain't wanting to play them. So I got Green Bay too, but make that interesting though, because they're gonna be capped and whatnot. That's gonna be an interesting game. They're gonna play hard, but I got Green Bay winning that one. And TK, that's all of them, man. Deep. That's all, folks.
That is all of them. button on the regular season.
Yeah, man.
Been a pretty good ride.
I feel like pouring out a beverage of some sort. Pouring out beverage. You know, I feel like doing that right now, man. Yeah, I feel like pouring out a beverage because the season's over, man. It's over, man. It's over. It's over. Man, comes so quick and it goes so quick, man. And last week, so I mean, we'll probably be back maybe next Saturday and do maybe some playoff games. You know, probably won't be but like 4 games. So, you know, we give our quick picks on them and see what we think, you know, but the 2022 regular season, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. And we appreciate all of y'all that's been along with us for the ride this year, man. It's been one for the record books. Seen some things we never thought we'd see, and NFL always has something for you, man. Always has something for you. So, but anyway, that's all I got. Anything you want to share with the folks? Happy football Sunday. Like Russell Simmons, you gonna say something different, right? This time, right?
Happy football Sunday to all the viewers, man. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you guys always be trying to get Russell to say something different. He gonna say something. No, everybody drive home safe. God bless. Good night. Same thing. So you like Russell Simmons, man. You say the same thing every time after the comic view. Say the same thing. So TK done said his piece. Only thing I'm gonna say is please like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. Guarantee you will not be disappointed. Once again, we're sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning of the program, and but hopefully you stayed and hung in there with us to the end and got some of this good content. All right. But that's all we got, man. Happy football Sunday. We'll see you guys next week on playoff picks. Take it easy. God bless. It's not doing its thing. It's not doing its thing, but I'm